Today we are going to look at the shape tool and how we can use it to create some mirrored image shapes such as the hearts. So the first thing we're going to do is draw a square. So I am going to draw a perfect square. So if you hold down Shift on the keyboard and drag down, you'll get a perfect square. I'm going to make mine a bright color so I can see it, and I'm going to get rid of the stroke. So I just have a blue square. There's nothing else happening here. Okay, now it says rotate it on its edge. Use the anchor point tool to drag out right side to curve. And then we will repeat this on the left side, adjusting angles as needed to create a heart. So this square is going to become this heart. That's exciting. All right, so black selection arrow. I'm going to flip this square on its side. And then it told me to get the anchor point tool. That lives underneath the pen tool. So here's the anchor point tool. It's like a little V, a little point. And I'm going to click on this edge right here in the center, and I'm going to pull out. See how it's starting to curve like a heart? And then I can take these handlebars and adjust it as well. So you may need to zoom in so that you can hit your edges and see them better. I obviously picked a bad color for drawing because you can barely see my blue anchor points, but that's okay. We'll make the next one a different color. So now I have a pretty decent heart, and that was just from a square. So the next example says shape plus anchor point plus pathfinder. So it says draw a rectangle, rotate using anchor point tool to drag out top to a curve. So draw a rectangle, rotate it, and put a curve on the top. Then we're going to copy and paste that shape, angle opposite, to create the other heart. And then we're going to use the pathfinder, unite to merge. So let's start with the rectangle and we'll curve the top. So I'm going to draw a rectangle and I'm going to learn from my mistakes and make this one green. I'm going to make it a little shorter. And then I'm going to come back to my anchor point tool, click here, and drag it up like the top of a heart. And then it told me to rotate it. So now I'm going back to my black selection arrow. Get it to curve just right. Okay, now I'm going to copy this. So I can go Control C on my keyboard and then Control V like Valentine to paste. Now I have two. Now I'm going to rotate this the opposite way. I want to make it flush. Okay, so now this is a really sad heart that I have going on right here. It's obviously way too tall, but I do have the edges lined up really nice. So what I'm going to do is click on it and shrink. At this point, I could also click here and go back to my anchor point tool and adjust the angles if I need to, but I'm okay with it. So now what I'm going to do is use Pathfinder Unite to merge them and make them a solid. So I'm going to click and drag over both of them with my black selection arrow. I'm going to go to Window and open Pathfinder. Mine is open, but yours I'm sure is not. So Window on the top toolbar, pull down to Pathfinder. When you get to your Pathfinder, you have these different modes. The first one is Unite, which is what we want. The next one is minus front, and then you have intersect and exclude. So I'm going to click the Unite, and now that's a solid shape. It was two shapes before, now it's a solid. Now, while I'm here and I've got these two shapes, I've got this shape, I'm putting it on top of this one. I'm going to click and drag over both. Remember, this one said minus front. Watch what happens when I click it. I just cut that heart out of the other heart. So Pathfinder tool is a lot of fun. It's a neat way to put holes through things in case you wanted to. Let me grab another color here. in case you wanted to make it look like something was dragging through a shape, this will make it really easy to do with a Pathfinder. All right. Okay, I'm going back to my shapes. There's one more. So this one is a shape and a heart minus the front unite. So take one of the hearts previously created, place a rectangle over half of the heart, use Pathfinder minus front to remove half, copy and paste the remaining half, reflect the line up the two halves down the middle, apply gradients, and then use that Pathfinder to merge them back together. That was a lot of steps. Okay, so, oh no, it looks like I closed my last one. All right, let's do this again. Why is it not letting me go? Oh, nope, it was there. All right, technical difficulties. Tired art teacher. Okay, so I'm going to take this heart that I made, and I'm going to make a rectangle in a different color. My bad. Click off. Now I shall make a rectangle in a different color, and I'm going to overlap half. So I'm just over the left half of the heart. Now I'm going to click and drag with my black section arrow and highlight both. And I'm going to come to my Pathfinder. I'm going to minus the front. So now I just have half. Now I'm going to Control C to copy, Control V to paste. I'm going to right click, transform, and reflect vertical. And now I have a heart that's perfect. It's a perfect heart because the two sides are identical. I can click on my gradients and I can never remember which number I'm looking for. Let's do 30. And then I can go in and change the colors if I want to. But as you put the gradients on them, it will start to make it look like it's dipping down in the middle. I need to switch that. So now it looks like that heart is meeting in the middle and it's bending like it was over here. And if I highlight it, I can right click, group it together, and now I can move it around. If I come back to the Pathfinder and I unite or intersect, my bad, unite, it will get rid of the line. And I wanted to keep that line so it looked like it was bent in the middle. So I have this lovely little handout that you can refer to with step-by-step instructions as you practice making hearts of your own. I definitely encourage you to play around with the Pathfinder and the different way you can intersect your shapes, and also making shapes and using the anchor point tool to edit those shapes. And then lastly, using your gradient tool to shade things and make them look much more 3D and believable. All right, have fun.